YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A-N-LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. Join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing subscriber and supporter to the channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right, look, fam, let's get this rolling. So you guys know I brought out not too long ago my upgraded Springfield Prodigy done by DSC Gunworks. So I wanted to get in and do a full review on the Prodigy. Now, you guys know I have a rating system that has basically 10 points. Each criteria equals either 15, 10, or 5 points each, totally 100. And I do not grade on a curve. I'm a stern grader. So if you have, don't think of it in terms of like a letter grade in school, because an average gun is a 50. Think about a Glock 17 right out of the box. That's probably going to earn a 50. So if you get marks, if your gun is, in the 50 range, you got an average gun. If it's in the 60 range, you got above average gun. If it's in the 70 range, you got a pretty good gun. And if it's in the 80s, you got an outstanding gun. And if you happen to crack a 90, that gun is awesome. Okay? So that's kind of how that works. So before we even get into the race, let me let you peruse this bad boy, fam. What I'm going to need you to do is stop playing with your boy, fam. Come on, stop it. This gun is just drop dead sexy. Okay, we got that Masterpiece Arms grip and magwell on there. Magwell is colossal. We got upgraded EGW internals on this. DSC Gunworks basically dememmed the gun. We added that 8-port system onto it. Of course, we got that Trigicon and that Surefire on there. Upgraded trigger, fam. Look, fam. This gun, it don't make no sense. We tri-top that barrel too. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's just uber sexy, right? Okay, so look, without further ado, let's get into our rating system. All right, let's go. All right, fam, so check it out. We're going to be rating this gun two ways. One, as you see it here, and one in its original state. And I'll put up a picture of what it looks like right out of the box before we, made it do what it do, baby. Okay, but let's start off with fit and finish. Look, out of the box, before any improvements, the fit and finish on the gun is solid. It's a 2011, an entry-level 2011. For the price point, I would say it's a good value. But there are mem parts in the gun. The grip is, kind of standard. So I would say out of the box, you're looking at a fit and finish in the range of an 11. Now this boy, 11 out of possible 15. Now this boy, as it sits here, with that grip, the EGW internals, upgraded trigger, all of that. Okay, well that's a different kettle of fish. That is a different kettle of fish, and we're gonna go ahead and give this bad boy for fit and finish, got tight tolerances, all that stuff. We're going to go ahead and give this a 13 out of 15 for fit and finish. All right, next up is reliability. Look, fam, it is what it is. The issues that people have with a lot of these guns out of the box is well documented. I don't need to harp on that. That is often the case with new guns. I didn't have any real issues with the gun when I first got it, but its reputation precedes it. So we're going to go ahead and give it a 10 out of a possible 15 for reliability. Now, the way it sits here with upgraded EGW internals, which are kind of top of the nine, upgraded trigger, hammer, etc., grip, all of that. Yeah, the reliability has improved dramatically. So for reliability, as we see it here, we're going to give it another 13 out of 15 for reliability. All right, fam, look, next up is durability. This is kind of a little bit of a trade-off. I think the gun was fine in terms of durability out of the box. Some might argue that because we took off the initial coating and Cerakoted, which is a weaker form of coating, that we may have impacted durability from that perspective. That said, I don't think the DLC coating that was on the gun to begin with was phenomenal to begin with. And obviously, as I mentioned, we have done improvements to the barrel. We've done improvements to the internals. I think making it more durable. So I think it's close depending on how you look at it. But I'm going to go ahead and give it 12 out of the box for durability and a 13 out of a possible 15 for durability as you see it here. All right, fam. Next up is trigger. Look, trigger out of the box was surprisingly solid. And if you guys know, I am a self-proclaimed trigger snob, right? So the trigger is the one thing that you interact with constantly with the gun. So if you've got a slow, sloppy, hard trigger, it takes away from the shooting experience for me. And so it had a solid trigger out of the box though. So out of the box, we're going to give it an 11 out of a possible 15 for trigger. But this bad boy, this trigger right here, fam, look. There is little to no take up. You can see that right there. Crisp, clean break. Look at the reset. Woo! Yeah, fam. This trigger is phenomenal. So for trigger, as you see it right here, we're going to go ahead and give this trigger a 14 out of 15. All right, fam. Next up, accuracy. Look, it's a 4¼ inch barrel. We've ported it now, so it shoots relatively soft, but sometimes a porting can have a small effect on accuracy. The fact that it shoots a lot softer allows you to control the gun better, though, and get faster follow-up shots. So, you know, kind of six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. But I'm going to say, look, both ways, it's an accurate pistol, and we're going to give it for accuracy an 8 out of a possible 10. All right, next up, ergonomics. Look, the gun was ergonomic out of the box. It was solid. So out of a possible 10 point, I would give it a 7 out of 10 out of the box. But once we add this Masterpiece Arms grip, fam, it just feels so good in the hands. Grip angles are similar, but the quality of the grip and the way the gun feels in your hand has improved. So in terms of ergonomics, as you see it right here, we're going to give it a 9 out of 10. All right, next two categories are maintenance and upkeep and aftermarket support. You know, they're 2011s. 2011s are relatively you know, easy to maintain and upkeep. You know, 2011s tend to be a little bit more finicky, so you have to, you know, do your due diligence at keeping them clean and whatnot. But, you know, as it came out of the box and as it is now, I'm going to give solid 4s out of 5s for maintenance and upkeep. Obviously, aftermarket support there is significant because this is practically a new gun when it's all said and done. So we're going to give both categories 4 out of 4 for aftermarket support. All right, fam. Next up is affordability. This is not a cheap, out of the box, this is not an inexpensive firearm. I think that you can find them, you know, somewhere between, on the low end, $1,400, on the high end, kind of $1,700 out of the box. And so that's an expensive gun. It's not a cheap gun. It is a relatively affordable 2011 though. And so I do keep that in mind, but out of the box, I'm going to give that a 3 out of a possible 5 for affordability. Kind of right down in the middle of the road. It is expensive, but for 2011, it's inexpensive, so I gave that a 3. Now, once you take it to this level, this is no longer middle of the road. Yes, I would say that everything that's on this gun, given the internals, upgraded grip, the porting, and all of that, you know, I think now you've got a gun that rivals any entry-level Staccato, whether it's the CS or the C2 or the P. One could argue even that this gun, especially considering the porting and the tri-top barrel and the grip, arguably is better than, and the improved internals arguably is better than those entry-level Staccatos. But it comes at a pretty penny, so we're going to go ahead and give it, as you see it here, a 2 out of 5 for affordability. All right, now look, last category is flex. And flex means, are your boys going to lose their mind when they see your gun? Is Instagram going to go crazy, right? Look, fam, when I set out to do this build, I wanted to make the best Springfield Prodigy on YouTube. The best in terms of aesthetics and the best in terms of function and the features. And look, fam, like I said, we got the 8-port system from DSC Gunworks. We got that Masterpiece Arms grip and magwell. We got EGW internals, an upgraded hammer, upgraded trigger. Fam, for all intents and purposes, first of all, I haven't seen one that's hotter, nor have I seen one, anybody who's going to the lengths that I have to make their Prodigy, like I said, on par or better than Staccatos. Now, some people would say, well, for the cost of what was done to the gun, you could have just bought a Staccato. I could have, but I think in many ways this gun is superior to a base level Staccato. As you guys know, if you've seen my collection, I have a lot of Staccatos too, and they're done up. And I'll do some competition videos with maybe my Staccato C2 versus this one, or maybe my Staccato P versus, we can have a conversation about it. But look, I think flex is crazy. I can't give it a 5 out of 5 because at the end of the day, it is a Springfield Prodigy. But we're going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 for flex. And as it comes right out of the box, I would give that a 3 out of 5 for flex. All right, fam. So look, when you put all of that together, out of the box, this gun would receive a 73 out of a possible 100. Now, if you guys remember my talk about my scale earlier, you guys know 50s is your average gun, 60s is above average gun. You start getting in the 70s, you've got a good firearm, and that's where you would expect, you know, a $1,600, $1,700 gun to be, you know, a really good, solid gun. Now, once you do what I do right here, that's going to take our total score up to 84 as you see it now. So, you know, you guys can go back and look at my other reviews and you can decide, you know, for the 1,700 plus the additional costs associated with what I did here, does it warrant it to get an 84 type gun? I think you're still significantly less than you would be to buy a Staccato XC or a Phoenix Trinity H-Tac or something along those lines, or a lower level Atlas. And you got, man, all the features, all the internals, the grip, the look, all of that. I think that's sick. I think that is sick. So look, fam, 84 out of a possible 100 for this bad boy right here. All right, that's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.